And we're joined by Neil and Luke of Blue Nation. How you guys keeping?
Yeah, all right. Good, mate. Yeah, good.
Glad to hear it. You sure, Luke?
Yeah, all right. Should we explain to listeners why what's the best word? Delicate is the right word?
Yeah, delicate. Because my best mate got married on Saturday. Actually, no, because when's the interview going out?
Yeah.
2 days ago, my best mate got married, and I'm still feeling it.
He was enjoying the celebrations, and he was sending his way down the road.
Yeah, I had to get there to stop me from nicking a golf cart.
Borrowing. For legal terms, I'm going to say borrowing.
You were going to temporary lease without purchasing.
That was it,
like
yeah. But apparently, keys up overnight. I did ask a member of staff as well, but they weren't too keen on letting me know where the keys were kept.
Well, I like the fact you were nice enough to, ask politely, mate.
Yeah.
So you guys have recently released your latest single, I Feel Low, which has already been getting great response. You guys must be pleased with how this is getting accepted.
Yeah, buzzing, to be honest. I was saying to Luke the other day, we can't kind of keep up with the tags and the mentions and people, playing it and stuff like that. We literally did just get an email, didn't we, from Luke, WhatsApp, saying that this other radio station's picking it up as well. So it's right. Mad, but we really appreciate it. It's just a bit surreal.
Yeah. It's not the first single you've released since lockdown, though, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it is. Yeah. So the last one. When was the last one, Luke? When was the Kaftan released? Kaftan's 30.
2019, wasn't it? Kaftan?
2019, Yeah, we did the vinyl 2019, didn't we? Yeah. And it might have been 2018 when it came out, and 2019 we did the vinyl. But yeah, first one, mate. First one. And more to come.
Oh,
yeah, you've got to play the other singles now as well, mate, because you played the first one. So I'm afraid you're now hooked in for the whole EP.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
The plan was to get this EP out about 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But everything got pushed back, didn't it? The whole industry has just stopped.
Yeah, this is it. So have the songs been there sitting and waiting until, such a time, or is it a case of you just put a pin on it all together?
Kind of we wrote the songs. We had like the drafts, so to say, before pre-production and stuff like that. And then we were just sitting on them really, because we didn't rehearse for ages, did we?
Well, no, we weren't allowed to be in a room with each other, when we do really like each other. So that's a weird thing. But yeah, there's lots of WhatsApps and stuff like that. But yeah, we as Lou said, we just kind of held on to them and then went into pre-production with Trev from Circle Studios, and he absolutely obliterated us for like 4 days to make them even better, which was, if anyone's not done pre-production before recording, I thoroughly recommend it, because but it's painful, isn't it, Luke?
Yeah, it just makes you look at your songs different. You're like, oh, this is crap. Come out of it, oh yeah, this is actually quite good now.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes you need someone outside of the writing zone, is it, to take that different look on it, because they haven't got that emotional connection, as it were.
Definitely.
Well, he said to us, Trev said to us, didn't he? He goes, look, someone's going to storm out, someone's going to throw their Teds out, someone's going to shout at each other. And I don't think did we get close once, I think? Was it, Luke, me and you, when we were like, not arguing, we were just like, no, it's got to be this way, no, it's got to be that way. And then we both did both ideas, didn't we? That went on.
That was recording though, wasn't it? I think.
That actually wasn't, pre-production, we were quite nice to each other. Recording is where it got there, yeah. But no, it was all right. And Trev said it was the first time a band haven't kind of split up, or, one of them's thrown a hissy fit and stuff like that. And he was quite surprised. I said, well, we're nice people, Trev. We like each other.
To be fair, I've been in bands off and on since I was sort of 13, 14, and I've been recording situations with my best mates, and we've definitely had moments where we've stormed out as well. So it's a stressful period when you're in that moment. I think it's because, like you say, it's so much emotion involved. It's
that red light fever, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's that.
You put your heart and soul into, it's a piece. When you write a song, it's a piece of you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think me and Neil we give each other a look and we're like, oh yeah, I know to back off now.
Yeah. It's normally Luke looking at me though, because I'm doing the whole egotistical lead singer, guitarist, and Luke's doing I'm the musician. What are you talking about? So we don't. I don't think we've ever got close, have we?
Nah.
Like to that kind of stage, because we're just two hippies, really. I mean, look at the hair. He's got a top knot on, and I'm trying to look like John Lennon for a living, right? So it's, it's like
I'm only jealous because my mind buggered off. So I have a variety of flat caps and trilbies now. So
that's all right.
Do you just have a razor blade into them?
I do, yeah. Just along the back there.
Yeah, just
I'm glad this is over virtual rather than face to face. I would have just got very scared.
It's all right, Neil. It's I like you, mate. Yeah, it's the others.
Oh, fine. That's cool, mate. I'm happy. Right, good. I can relax now.
Yeah, just relax, man. It's fine. For anyone who may not be aware of you guys, where did you guys start out? Because I mean, the first time I saw you was a few years ago now when you supporting Dirty Thrills up in Norwich. Was the first time I came.
Oh yeah.
That was a really snowy day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. When did we meet, Neil? So I've been in and around bands in like around Birmingham for years. I started playing bass when I was 11, but I was in this band and we recorded an album. We paid loads of money, and then one of the members decided to like get a job working night shifts and stuff.
Always helps when you're in a band.
Yeah, so he couldn't play gigs anymore. And then when people were offering us gigs, he was like, "Nah, the venue's not big enough." So I was like,
"Didn't we play together? Didn't we? Weren't we on the same bill once?" And I remember watching this band and thinking the bass player is incredible. And I didn't tell him, and this is probably the first time I've told him this. So if I'll deny it, if this is going to go, this is recorded now. I've already lost. And I remember because Luke's obviously got tattoos on his hands and stuff like that. And I thought, oh man, he looks cool and he can play. And he held his bass the right way because you have your bass quite high, don't you? Don't you, mate? It's like I was like, he is class, and he did backing vocals. I remember saying to myself, I'm gonna nick him at one stage. I mean, I had bass players at the time and stuff like that. And then, as good things, the universe, I completely forgot about it. I spoke to Maz, who is one of the managers at the Night Owl in Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
Says, I need a bass player. I'm coming to you because it's 60s vibe, that kind of stuff. And she put the good old face of the book. She put a post out saying, look, if anyone's interested. Luke replied. And I was like, oh, yeah, Luke. And then well, I'll let you tell the story of when we first met in the pub.
What? Oh, yeah. What? Which one?
Was it the Victoria?
The Victoria, yeah.
Yeah.
So we met up for a drink to discuss taking over the world, as you do.
Yeah.
And some guy came up to us and he thought we were a couple.
I took that as a really good sign, right?
I think that shows, you guys got good chemistry. You're obviously,
He should be a bandmate. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, this works. And we're like, no, we're in a band together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that wasn't it.
That was about it, really. And then, we started playing together and it all worked, didn't it? Yeah. And now hundreds of gigs and several riders in.
Yeah, you saw it there.
Yeah.
So with this single, with I Feel Alive, where did that, what inspired that particular song as such? Did it come from any particular place, or was it just jams that went the right way? Or
our songs always start with a riff that Luke plays off completely the cuff in the studio, and I turn around to him and go, "What was that?" And he goes, "I don't know." And then he'll record it on WhatsApp and send it. And I think he did that. And I said, I think we can do something around that. And he was like, okay. And then I went away and kind of penned these lyrics. And it's about, lyrically, it's about someone who was just being a bit of a dick with the band. And, you come across them in the industry and stuff like that. And the conversations, we thought this person was a friend. We thought that they were going to help us. And they do the usual stuff, promise you the earth and never deliver. So it's all about that, really, and just the kind of trials and tribulations. And then the writing process for us is not one of us says this is the song, this is how it needs to be. You all have to bring your own elements to it. So I may have like a verse and a chorus, or I may have some kind of melody, and Luke will have something. We bring it all together because that's how a band should be, in our opinion, really. Unless Luke completely disagrees that I'm just a dictator and I just come in and go, this is how it's going to be.
No, that's how it works. And some, we'll have stuff where we put on the back burner for ages, and then we'll write another part, and we're like, oh, go really well with that. it's just getting ideas, remembering we have them. Always record your ideas, people. Just always use your voice memo, because they will disappear from your head. I don't know how Paul McCartney did it, like hearing a song and remembering it. I don't know how he did that. Going off on a tangent there, but yeah.
Just remember the good ones, that's the thing.
That's how we wrote songs.
Yeah.
Well, you just remember the good ones, don't you? You don't remember the bad ones, they sort of dissipate. But
sometimes we don't even remember the good ones, mate. That's the problem. That's the issue. That's why, the amount of times we've recorded something on a voice memo or like a little 4-track and God, what was that? That sounds class. Why haven't we done anything with that? And then we have to relearn what we've written like 6 months ago. But we've got probably about, what would you say, about 20, 25 songs, Luke, which are kind of half finished there and stuff. So we're going to take the rest of this year to pull that together.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
More.
At least a good album.
Yeah. Well, if we do say so ourselves,
You're allowed to be proud. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could write a rock opera, I suppose.
Go full out.
Yeah, I've done it. Not sure what it's about yet, but yeah, we could write one.
What about a lighthouse or a kid that plays pinball? I think they're good ideas.
Yeah, that's solid ideas then. I like them.
Not bad, is it? Plagiarism is alive and well.
Yeah. A little boy who goes through a traumatic experience and forgets how to see, hear, and talk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good story. You might have some in there, Luke.
Yeah.
He takes up skee ball.
But it's nice to see you got some firm original ideas,
Well,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when's the EP coming out? When's that getting launched?
It's coming out in the autumn. So it's probably around about September time, I think it is.
Nice.
It's coming out. There's 4 tracks on it. We were just literally talking to the manager the other day about the kind of next single and stuff like that. So, but it's we're amazed by the response to kind of I Feel Low, because we thought this would be like the teaser, the tester that people are like, oh, this is interesting, but it's gone nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Which is, it's really humbling, but we're just like, whoa, okay. We were expecting like single 3 for it to catch a bit of fire like this, but everyone's like, this is class, we like this. I'm like, oh my God, let's hope they like the next 3.
I'm sure they will, man. I mean, like I say, I first saw you guys a few years back supporting Dirty Thrills. And so when the single got sent over to me for radio by John and all that, and I was like, oh, brilliant, Blue Nation. So yeah, put it on.
Yeah.
Great. And then like you say, I've just seen everyone else starting to play it on their stations and people sharing it online and across social. And it's getting really good tracking already on it.
Oh, yeah, we really appreciate it, because, us, mate. We try not to be like every band out there. Well, look at me and Luke, right? We did this the other day, didn't we, Luke, at the Robin? And we were saying, look, we don't stand on stage and, the egos and stuff and do that. We do chat absolute rubbish on stage like we are to you now and bending your ear, but we just want to be that band that people want to go see and just want to have a good time and smile and listen to some decent music and not take themselves too seriously, because the world's too serious, man. It's like, and I can't stand bands that are all like, oh yeah, sunglasses on stage. Yeah, cool when you're playing Wembley, but not where we are at the minute.
Cool when you play Wembley.
No, I agree. I agree. We've got a rule. There's no sunglasses on stage. We have actually got that in our contract.
Yeah. Like my glasses change if the sun's on them, so okay. That's okay. And I suppose Wembley is a little bit outside, but if you inside playing a gig in a dark room, don't wear sunglasses. It doesn't. You look like a tit.
I'm so glad you're saying this, because I was once thrown out of a band for doing the exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah. It was a band I was in when I was at uni, and they threw me and the drummer out for, and quote, not fitting in with the party lifestyle of the band. Bear in mind that I was at university at the time. 3 of them worked in a warehouse and 1 worked on a market. So none of us had a party lifestyle. So I don't know really what they were talking about.
Mate, I call them weekend rock stars, right?
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And I find it hilarious. And we've been very lucky, like Dirty Thrills, lovely people. Gone on, absolutely golden people. We've been really lucky. I don't think there was one, but I'm not mentioning their name.
No.
You know the one, Luke. Remember when they took 2 hours to sound check and they were the sport band?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's we've been really lucky with who we've toured with and stuff, and they've been great, and they've been really serious about what they're doing and their art and stuff. And then the bands that aren't, you see it a million miles away. It's just pointless as well. Save all that, you know. If you want to be Keith Richards, there's only one Keith Richards. There really is,
Yeah.
And there's a reason, you know.
I go to gigs to have fun. You know, it's because I love music and I want to go and watch a band play music that I like.
Yeah.
What I don't want to see is people thinking they're better than you on stage. It's like, just lighten up a bit. That's it just does me head in. Just because someone can play guitar, it doesn't mean they're better than you. They're people, you know.
I'm with you 100% there, guys. 100%, yeah. Now, I'll never forget, I was stood there, I was watching the support band who were playing, we were finishing off the night, and the support band was, mate's band of mine. Yeah. It's like a pub on a Wednesday night. And I was stood there, and I've been sat outside. I was wearing my sunglasses outside in the beer garden because it was like this, nice, bright and sunny. When I stepped inside, took my sunglasses off, sort of hung them off my t-shirt, was watching my mate's band play. And the two guitarists came, I'm a bass player as well, Luke. So the two guitarists came over straight away and they're like, Lee, what are you doing? I'm watching Mama's Dream. And they're like, why have you took your sunglasses off? And I'm like, because I'm indoors and it's nighttime.
Yeah.
It's like, so weird.
You're in a rock band, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm playing a pub on a Wednesday night. I've not quite got to like headlining status yet.
It's so odd.
Okay, then it's still not okay. I really don't think it's acceptable to wear sunglasses on stage at any type of venue, no matter how big it is.
You know what? I actually have at a festival. Yeah, and it was with you as well. It was at Rudfest in Wales, but the problem was the sun, and I was using them to block the sun, which sunglasses are used for, right? Because we were on stage and the sun was right in front of us and I couldn't see because I was like, I need to see my pedals and stuff like that. So I had them on and then I just got really sweaty and took them off. So I take it back. But I think that's justified as well.
To be fair, you had a legitimate reason not to get blinded.
And not at any stage did I think I look cool. I was just like, I need to see my pedals and what the hell I'm hitting. So
I mean, also, if you've got a visual impairment and you wear sunglasses for that, maybe.
We're really labouring this point to you, mate. The one thing from this interview I want people to take is don't wear sunglasses on stage and don't be an arse if you're in a band. It's because we see it so often and it just winds us up.
Unless you have a visual impairment and have the need to wear sunglasses indoors, then that's okay. But don't. Any other time, no.
So unless you have a doctor's note of some description, no.
I want to see a guide dog at the side.
Oh, amazing! This is what it's like coming to a gig. We talk more than we play. This is what it's like.
It's all good. I'm loving it. So speaking of gigs, what you guys got lined up gig-wise? I know you were just saying you're at the Robin the other night, but
yeah, so we were with Sari Shaw, who was absolutely incredible as well.
She's amazing.
She was lovely to us. The Robin, we're in Wales, the Motorsport Lounge. That's the first time in. Luke, I can't say it. What is it?
Llandudno.
Thank you, mate. So we're there.
Else it's Llandudno.
Llandudno is how I say it, or Llandudno, which I get slated for it. We got loads of stuff coming up. Lechlade Festival. There's loads of like festivals and stuff like that, which is cool, and like stuff coming out of everywhere. We're playing The Musician. It just honestly, mate, we're like herding cats. It's why we get taken to these places, and we're like, is this where we are? This is what we're doing. But it's been so nice that people have wanted to book us and want us to play, man. It's just after the last 2 years.
Am I right in thinking the show at The Musician is in Leicester, and it's a matinee?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Afternoon show on a Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah. Proper Beatles. That's what we're doing now, mate.
Got to set your sights high, mate.
Oh, mate. If we can be 1% as good and write as good songs as the Beatles, I will die a happy Beatles fan. Right? You know what? I'll take 0.25%. If I can just write half a chorus of Yesterday, I'm in. I'm there.
To be fair, that is already quite high banded.
Exactly.
Quite a high bar at that point, isn't it?
It's a longer winding road, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got to all come together and make it work.
Is that the game now?
I think we can work it out. Mate, you guys shut us up because we're going to do this all night to you, I promise you. Literally just... This is people always say to us when we're on stage and stuff, they say, do you and Luke like script what you're going to say on stage and stuff? I said, no, literally what rolls out of my mouth rolls out of Luke's mouth as well, and we just do that. And everyone's like, oh my God, have you ever got in trouble? I was like, yeah, loads.
That's why that bloke thought you were a couple in that pub. You just got that chemistry, mate.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like that. I remember in Manchester once Neil slagged off Oasis.
Well, no, hang on. No, there needs a bit of context there, because if there's people in Manchester, they've just literally unfollowed us. I said, and I've said this a couple of times on stage, because when we walk on stage, Luke gets mistaken for Liam Gallagher for some bizarre reason wherever we go. And with these kind of haircuts, you walk on stage and people think, oh, here we go, Oasis tribute act, right? So I normally say, who thought we were an Oasis tribute act when we walked on stage? And like majority of the audience stick their hand in the air. And then we'll play a song. And then when I was in Manchester, I said, I'd love to see Oasis do that, because we play it. And I just a little slight dig. Normally the crowd they'd like that. They go, oh, great, yes, yeah. Crowd were like deathly silent. And Luke just turned to me and went, Neil, we're in Manchester. And I was like, oh. But they're all right with us afterwards, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a good gig, actually.
Yeah. We made it out alive.
Yeah. Did we play Manchester recently?
Oh, see, look, you're asking the one person that...
We didn't. I was there for a stag do, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Not quite the same thing, Luke.
No, it wasn't the same thing.
So what's the next single off the EP then? When's that coming out?
So the next single is called Come Back Home. And I'm literally waiting for the confirmation from the distributors and stuff like that through our management. But it looks like it's coming out end of May. Oh, I think it's going to be something like, I want to say the 27th, but don't quote me on that just yet. But it will be kind of like end of May time, but it'll be for pre-release as well. How would you describe Come Back Home, Luke?
How would I describe Come Back Home? It's like, it's got a dirty Zeppelin-ish riff with a Beatles-esque verse. Yeah. That's different.
That is, we're going to use that if you like.
That's a glowing review right there, to be fair.
Yeah. Zeppelin riffs and Beatles melodies. This is the band that have stolen it from both of them.
Definitely. It's got a really cool video as well. It was probably my favourite video we've done so far. Mainly because we shot it like in 1 or 2 takes. And it looks cool.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Luke just likes the jacket he's wearing in the video, Lee. That's where that's coming from, right?
Like a really nice checked Crombie. It is nice. It is a nice jacket. So nice that someone else bought it, didn't they?
Yeah, I did actually buy the
video for Phil Lowe was cool though.
Yeah, that was done the same. That took half a day. So we Dave of Future Epic Productions, who kind of does our videos with us, I said to him, look, I want a really simple idea. I want us sitting down opposite the camera and like we move seats and stuff like that, and it changes stuff like that. I said I'd love to have like a Queen Bohemian Rhapsody vibe to it without completely getting sued by Queen or whoever it is for nicking their idea. And that was kind of what we said to him. And he goes, okay, well, we can we'll play about with filters and stuff. And he did all of that, you know. So that was kind of the brief, and then he just kind of created that. And it's weird singing a song looking at each other square in the eyes. That was weird. Yeah, those bits. And the outtakes are ridiculous.
So there's a lot of giggling, I imagine, the outtakes. And
loads. Just loads of messing around and wrong words and stuff.
And because I'm a midget, we had to... I had to be less. So I booster seat.
Luke had the tiniest little booster seat for his little, because his little legs were like over the edge of the chair we were using, because he wasn't the same height as me. Bless him.
I'd like to say, I'm not actually that short. I'm just not.
That's what short people say, though, mate. That's their defence.
is.
No, he's not. He really isn't. I mean, 4'2" is a giant for some people.
I just want to see that full pan view now of you on a booster seat.
There is footage of the booster seat. There is some footage. Is it on Instagram?
Yeah, it's on Instagram. It's
I'll have
definitely
to
there.
have a
It's
look
on
at it,
Instagram and TikTok. I'm sure it's on TikTok.
I'm going to have to look at that later. I really am.
I don't understand how that works yet. I get stuck in TikTok holes just watching stuff, but
No.
I don't create content, so to say.
That's cool. So what's the rest of the year holding out for you guys?
Lots and lots of gigs, lots of promo PR, supporting the EP and single. We're going to do a big kind of EP launch in September as well.
Nice.
I think we might be yes, September the 24th. There you go. There's an exclusive for you. See, this is the kind of stuff, mate. We shouldn't be telling this kind of stuff. When the manager's not here, we just let it go. We're just like, yeah.
Told anyone this yet?
Yeah, kind of. On the live streams I do every Thursday. I've kind of said everyone keep September the 24th free. So yeah, just keep it. Yeah, I'll mate, there you go. There's an exclusive for you. You won't get in trouble.
I don't say dates or anything because I literally can't remember what I'm allowed to say or not to say.
But Luke wasn't on this interview until 7:01 when I texted him going, "Are you on?" And I just got right.
Can I just ask who was here for the interview first?
I had internet problems, and I was sorting out my hair.
Oh, but yeah.
Fair enough.
So there's loads of stuff going on, mate. But the weird thing is, we've actually got people are booking us for next year.
Oh,
already.
nice.
So like tours and stuff like that. So we want to do a UK tour. We want to go abroad and stuff like that, and that's all kind of coming together, which is brilliant. Which is mad. So yeah, it's just honestly, mate, we're just so humbled that people want to take us on the road and do that kind of stuff. It's just wicked.
That's great, man. Like you say, you've had some like great support slots over the last few years and all that. Is there anybody out there that you haven't supported yet that you'd love to ideally?
Oh, good one.
I think we deserve a support slot with Ocean Colour Scene. The Who, I'd do that.
Yeah, McCartney.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters would be definitely on the list for me as well.
I think that's going to be put on hold for a little bit, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the things I've got in my head is I refuse to go to Glastonbury until I'm playing Glastonbury.
Yeah,
and I want to play Jules Holland. I think they're the two for me.
But they're kind of milestones, aren't they? Though, yeah. But definitely Holland and definitely Glastonbury. I won't go to Glastonbury until I play it. Well, obviously, because we'll go together, won't we? Now,
exactly, mate.
Yeah, it's all set up.
I just any bigger band that we can kind of say hello to all their fans, and then they like us as well.
Yeah, we have been dead lucky. We like Von Hertzen Brothers, Skid Row. Skid Row was an interesting one. Skid Row. And
how did they go down with Skid Row, guys? Because
we played
departure from them musically, obviously.
Yeah, so we got a call from the management saying, "Do you want to support Skid Row?" And we're like, "Yeah." And it was like KK Steel Mill. It was
it's a great venue.
Incredible, right? Yeah. And it was with Chris Barris, and and we were like, yeah. Oh no, not that wasn't Chris Barris. No, King. We did King, Chris Barris, Rebecca Downs at KK, and with Skid Row, Weston Sand and us and Skid Row. We played. Was it Southampton and Wolverhampton? We played with them, and there was another one. We did another one. I can't remember, but it was. We're not Skid Row's audience's type of band, right? And we just said, right, we're gonna play all the riffs, right? Let's just play the songs we've got riffs in. And this guy came up to us. Was he an MMA fighter, Luke?
I'm not sure.
Boxer. He was a big lad, right? Yeah. He was a big lad, and he came over to us, and Skid Row would just take the stage. He goes, "You've ruined this gig for me." And I thought, "Oh my god, we're gonna get our teeth kicked in here. Yeah. We're in trouble." Band dies near merch stand. I could see the frigging headlines now. and because you've ruined it. And Luke was the brave one. Goes, oh, why, mate? What was that? Did you not dig it? And he goes, no, you've just blown Skid Row off the stage. And he was like, and we were like, oh, thank you. Oh, and he was the nicest guy you could ever meet. But he then didn't watch Skid Row, did he? He couldn't have hung out with us. Yeah, and it was the most touching thing. I was like, oh, mate, Jesus, don't do that to us. But yeah, it was lovely. So yeah, I don't know how, we just seem to always land on our feet in a weird way.
That's good though. I mean, I've been to see some bands, and had support acts come on who might not necessarily fully line up like stereotypically, but the crowd just jumped on board with them. Sometimes I guess it just works that way. I think if
we're just horribly annoying, mate. That's what we are. We're horribly annoying to not like us, because you listen to Luke for 5 minutes and you're like, I've been with that man out on nights out, even with other bands and stuff, and Luke is always, everybody wants to be Luke's best friend, so I just let him do the talking sometimes.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I've only seen you guys once, and that was supporting Day 3 a couple of years ago. I need to sort that out. So look at these dates and come see you guys again. And I immediately went up and straight away went off and bought the album that you had at that time. It was a couple of albums ago now. Still Your Heart.
Steady Your Soul. Yeah, Steady Your Soul. Yeah. With the second one. But yeah, no, come on the for the EP launch, mate. Come down.
Yeah, I'll have to come down.
We'll get you on your media, mate. Your media. You can go on the guest list.
It's
all right. We don't get any guest list. We don't get guest list, right? Because we have to sell tickets. But you're allowed to walk in for free. It's cool. So yeah, we'll get you on, mate.
Yeah, it'd be cool to come down and see you guys again. It really would.
Yeah, but lovely, mate. Lovely. It'd be a pleasure to talk to you there.
Like I say, I'm not one of the black media stuff, to be honest. I've been sat at shows before and someone's turned to me and gone, you went on the press pass, were you? Like, no. They're like, why not? And I'm like, because I already bought a ticket.
Oh, well, don't let us stop you. If you want to buy a ticket, I am not going to stand in your way for that.
I've always wanted to buy a ticket, to be honest, mate. I've always been under the pressure of my radio show. I treat it as, 2 hours of someone being around here in my house, in my living room, and me going, man, you need to listen to this and you need to check that out. Yeah. And if I like a band that much, I'm going to buy a ticket anyway. So
cool.
That's the way I treat it.
People say support the local scene and stuff like that, and that's the best way to do it. Buy a gig to a ticket and go. Even if it's like a band you've never heard of, just go and watch a gig.
Especially after 2 years of not being able to go.
Yeah, definitely. Especially original music. Go and see an original band, not someone playing covers. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and you can definitely earn a living off playing covers, but it's not their music. It's not what they haven't created it. They haven't been in a rehearsal room for hours and hours and hours, writing stuff out of their heart, things like that.
That's what something that always struck me with your music, though. It was like, that's what grabbed me. I mean, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, particularly on this one, Luke, but I'm a bass player myself. So, the first thing
here we go. Everyone, I told you, everyone gravitates towards Luke.
But it's music that's full of soul and full of groove, and
yeah,
it's music from the heart. So
definitely, yeah. I mean, who's your favourite bass player?
I mean, well, growing up, my dad, it was like, the ones who make me want to pick it up was Jack Bruce,
yes,
Glenn Hughes, John Paul Jones, and Geezer Butler were the guys who made me want to pick it up as a kid.
Jack Bruce definitely for me, John Paul Jones, and John Entwistle for me.
Yeah, John Entwistle as well. Yeah, good call on that.
Yeah.
You were doing your bass lick things during lockdown, weren't you? You were guessing the bass riff and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good assortment on that. Yeah, I enjoyed doing them. I might have to start doing more now.
Yeah, you could tell that we had nothing to do content for, so me and Luke just went, let's just do this. And he was like, yeah. And the people were like, I think it's this. I'm like, oh, God. It was like, if we knew this was how to get engagement on Facebook and social media, we would have done this years ago. It's like...
I was going to say, you say it's simple and you had nothing content, but I remember sitting there, sitting here, everyone's in the same position in lockdown, nothing to do, scrolling through whatever. And I'm going, oh, that's Luke from thingy, right, okay. And I'm sitting there going, it's Audio Slave, it's audio. No, it's not.
Yeah. See, that's how we get you, mate. I've told you, we're horribly annoying. We're just like a little earworm that will just slowly creep up. At some stage, we're going to do this, and everyone's going to be like, oh, God, I didn't know this band. It was like, yeah, we're just annoying. That's how we roll.
Don't put that on your sort of marketing plug, though.
Yeah,
do you know what? I'd love to. The band that annoys the crap out of you.
That's the tagline for the EP.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just call it annoying.
But like
The
alternative Jedward.
Yeah. Well, hang on, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, not annoying to that level.
I would with you, mate. I don't know about
very true. See, this is why we're not cool, mate. This is why other radio stations, won't have an interview with us, because we'll talk for like 5 hours.
Yeah,
talking about Jedward and stuff like that.
Well, if you bring up Jedward, I'm cutting you off, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. We're done. But imagine.
Don't make me get the razor blade out if you're talking about Jedward.
Imagine going to a venue and seeing like Led Zeppelin the first time. Yeah. Or Cream.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not in anywhere near the same level, but my only claim to fame I've got is a girl who I was desperately trying to go out with invited me to this gig who was her mate's band. She never went out with me, for the record. And she goes, oh, this guy plays piano and they're really good. And they're tipped for big things, but let's see what happens. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll go see them. Remember Ronnie Scott's on the Broad Street, right? The jazz club, right?
Spoiler alert, it was Jedward.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and these two lads came on with so much energy. No, and this guy sat down, started playing these songs. At the end of the gig, I knew this band, and I was like, "Hey, good band. Little bit middle of the road for me, but some of it, I was like, it's just genius songwriting." Fast forward like a year, and this song "Yellow" is everywhere, and it was bloody Coldplay. So I paid £5 to watch Coldplay, when Coldplay, in my opinion, were incredible. That first album, they played that
first album, solid as hell.
Oh yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, they're all right. So even my music snobbery got in the way of going, Jesus Christ, you saw Coldplay before anyone knew who they were. That's the only one I've got, to be fair. But it was, but yeah, just Louis said, go out and see live music. We do it. We're going on the 29th to Scruffy Murphy's. I think there's a rock night, because a lad we met at the Robin at Surrey Shore gig said he was in a band and said, oh, I will come down and see you. And he was like, the shock on his face.
Yeah.
I was like, no, well, me and Luke will come and see you. And he was like, bands don't do that. I said, well, it's music, isn't it?
Yeah, music's music in the day. If you want to go down, like, say, there's a venue quite local to us, and I think, middle of the week, every week pretty much we're down there just watching whoever happens to be on. It's just one of them things.
Yeah. Where are you, mate?
Weston, Bury St Edmunds.
Oh, okay.
So not about 40 minutes away from Norwich.
Yeah,
nice. I remember we needed, after that gig with Dirty Thrills, that snow, was it London we had to play next?
Yeah, he was in Camden, wasn't it?
It took us like 7 hours to get to London from Norwich, because the snow was bad and there were all these abandoned cars, and we just made it. And Dirty Thrills had an absolute nightmare time getting there as well.
Yeah, I remember Louis telling me that they had a bad time getting there.
Yeah, really bad, yeah. And then they are lovely people. Steve, all of them, they're such nice lads.
I know, they were one that I was really glad when they called it a day. I was really glad, because that album, I mean, first time I saw them was Rambling Man Fair Festival. I was there walking around. It was quite early on in the day. Me and my then girlfriend, now wife, were sort of walking around the stalls and all that, and I could hear this sort of thundering bass, and they'll come out from the Groove Rider stage, and I'm like, that sounds fucking good. Yeah. And then just heard Louis do this proper Planty-esque sort of high-pitched scream. And I sort of looked over, and Jo, my wife, she just looked at me and she went, you want to go watch that now, don't you? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, and great band.
Went down. It was quite early on the day. There wasn't, too many people. It was quite a decent crowd for them, don't get me wrong, but it's not like when you get like the headliner and you can get far up down the front a lot easier.
They had some great support. They were doing some great support slots, weren't they, as well?
Yeah, they did like Scorpions and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were signing doing really well. I don't know the story behind it all, but I know Steve, I can't remember the guitarist's name. They're formed a band called Tova, Tova, and they're really cool as well. They're doing really well. It's completely different. It's a bit more electronic, kind of more punky.
So it's got more of a punk side things to it.
Yeah, but it's cool. But yeah, Dirty Thrills were just a class band.
Now, it was funny. I was speaking to Louis the other night. Actually, we sort of kept in touch a little bit, and was chatting to Louis. And I know he's been working on some new material, and he sent me over a SoundCloud link and was like, dude, check this out, see what you think. And it's
amazing.
A bit different to Dirty Thrills. It's not as raw, I would say. It's a bit more, had a big temperance movement kind of sort of sound to it, a bit more laid back into it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, when you speak to him again, mate, say hello from us. He was lovely to us.
Yeah.
On that tour, he was like proper down to earth and chilled out, and and kind of helped us a little bit, you know, with stuff. Kind of one of our first one. But yeah, he was a lovely guy, like, ridiculously good looking chap as well. God damn him.
It is.
He's one of those lads that could wear a bin bag and look cool as fuck, right? Yeah. It's ridiculous. I saw him like no shirt on and like and I was like, you get. Yeah. But he's lovely with it as well, which made me hate him even more. So
makes it worse, doesn't it? You can't even hate him.
No, exactly. He's a lovely guy. Lovely guy.
That's funny. When coming out of that gig, what we're talking about, like you're saying, it was snowy as hell. Me and my wife were walking in, and she fell over on the snow. And the first time I managed to catch her, and then literally stood up a couple of steps, and it was, like you say, it was icy as hell. And she went up again. I didn't catch her on the second time because I wasn't expecting her to fall second time in a row. We just did that. I was picking her up, and this car stopped. And and this woman rolls down the window and goes, and excuse me. And I think this woman's going to go, oh, excuse me, love, are you all right? She goes, excuse me, can you tell me which way to the train station, please? And I'm like, hang on, love, I'll just pick my girlfriend off the floor first.
Yeah.
But it was I was literally walking around like a couple of steps later, and I'm going, look, I'm really sorry I didn't catch you the second time, darling. She goes, no, that's fine. And as soon as I said that, my boot came from underneath me, and I just went right arse over tit, bang. And during the gig, you know, when you've like pulled your back, but it hasn't gone yet. Yeah. Sort of jarred it, and I was like, all right, okay. Because I used to play rugby for uni, so like I put my back out playing rugby. And not to cause any sort of permanent damage, but if I take a big knock, it's the first thing that sort of flares up. Yeah. And so I'd taken this knock, and I was like, oh no, my back's, you know it's going to go, but it hasn't sort of released.
Gone.
I stood down. I was watching you guys. I watched Day Thrills. I stood back, had a chat with Aaron at Day Thrills, and thinking, oh, it's all right. And then we went back up to the car, and as soon as I sat down in the car, I sat down in the car, and they just went, woof, and I went, whoa. And Joe's going, do you want me to drive? I'm like, no, because I don't know if I can get out of the car at this point. I just drove all the way back home, hoping that by the time I got home, I'd be able to get out of the car.
Oh, mate, it's killer.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I've been drinking, but I hadn't.
Oh, but you got a good story out of it, and you saw us. We came off stage and were like, are we going to get to the next venue? And it was literally like, oh God, it was, but it was, that's what it's about. Yeah. We certainly missed it the last couple of years. I'm just glad it's all back, and it seems to be getting back to what it should be, which is nice.
It felt back to normal, didn't it? At the Robin the other night.
Yeah.
It's good that it's coming back for you guys, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Play.
That's it. Play gigs. Just want to play gigs, and carry on playing gigs, play more gigs. That's it.
If anyone wants to offer us a gig, you've just heard the endorsement there from Luke that we want to play gigs, play some more gigs.
Do you have a gig? We'll play your gig.
On that note,
I mean, I've
ended perfect closure,
a lot worse.
Have gigs.
Yeah, got gigs.
We'll play.
Got gigs. Call Blue Nation.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to make a little advert for it. I'm going to put it at the end of the interview.
Yes, mate. Do it. And then I want the line to be the most annoying band in the UK. Got gigs, book Blue Nation. Yeah, proper like movie voice.
Proper movie. We need to get there.
I'm expecting big things here, mate. I want effects, everything.
I'll do the best I can with the budget I got.
What budget you got?
£1.50.
God, that's way more than we normally have.
It'll just be me just recording it into my phone, I'll be honest.
Do you know what, mate? I'll take that. It's done.
It's been great to chat to you guys. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. So,
thank you, man. Thank you, man. And thank you for playing the track and supporting us and being so kind. It is really appreciated.
No worries. Well, we're going to play I Feel Low at the beginning of the interview. But what song of yours would you like us to play at the end of the interview?
Oh, I'll give this to Luke. Luke, you can choose, mate.
I don't know. Let's give them a little bit of It Ain't Easy, because, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. This song should have had sitar on it, but it doesn't.
Let's not get him started on that. We spent a day recording sitar for this track, and it did not work, right? And then the producer turned around to me and said, look, this ain't working. I said, no, get rid of it. The record...
I'll see you all later.
The record comes out, and Luke's like, I swear I can hear sitar on this song. I was like, mate, you can't. I guarantee you. I actually pressed the delete button. It ain't there. So
well, we'll play that and see if anyone else hears
stress from sitars.
You spend hours and hours learning a new instrument. You spend even longer trying to tune it.
I was going to say, I shouldn't imagine that's the easiest thing to tune, is sitar.
It's harder to restring it. It took me 4 hours to restring it. But yeah,
and it's still sounding crap.
It sounds amazing. Neil said it, but you know, if you don't like sitar, you can't be an actual hippie.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Well, we'll play that and see if anyone else hears the sitar then.
Yeah. It's an absolute hit to tune. Yeah, it is. But you know, once it's in tune, it's nice.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks for your time, guys. It's been great to talk to you.
No, thank you, buddy. Really appreciate it.
No worries at all.